One great practical example of using infrastructure as code is a client that told us a story of having built an environment where things weren't working quite properly, and over a period of time they got worse and worse and worse, and all of a sudden they had an outage that was directly impacting their business. They spent about 4 hours in a war room on a conference call trying to resolve this issue. And finally, the senior leader turned to one of the technology leaders and said, "Can we just rebuild this?" And he said, "Yeah, give me about half an hour." And so they completely shut the application down, and using operations with code, they completely restarted the application from scratch. That configuration allowed them to completely rebuild it, and they were back up and running. Several days later, they found out there was a driver mismatch between some piece of hardware and the new code that they had updated a few days before their outage and their problem started. It would have taken them hours to find that out, but by having this infrastructure as code approach, they were able to immediately get back up and running in the exact same format and allow the business to keep working while they resolved the longer-term issue. One of the other advantages of operations with code is taking advantage of APIs, or application programming interfaces, that are provided by various operations software and by infrastructure providers. Being able to take advantage of these APIs to connect your systems together into a cohesive whole is a way to simplify what would otherwise be a very complex best-of-breed environment. This actually lets an organization move from a disparate, difficult to maintain best-of-breed environment into an environment that's more like a platform that has many of the advantages that we talk about when we talk about platforms. So those are just a few examples of how operations as code can really transform the way that an IT organization takes advantage of modern operations.